So to get started, we'll need, of course, some watercolor paper, and I'm going to be using 140-pound cold press paper for this class. And you have a smooth side and you have a rough side. We'll be painting on that rougher side. We'll also be using a backer board, and this is just a nice thin foam board that we can use to tape down our painting or our paper to, so that we don't get any buckling when we start to add the water to it. Now for watercolor paints, you can use any kind of paints. I'm happy to be using some pan paints. These are made by Winsor Newton. They're a great little starter kit. We'll also be using a number 2 pencil today to lightly sketch out our painting scene. And I also use a black Sharpie a lot of times just for some fine detail work, or also to sign my work at the very end. If you need to use an eraser, I would recommend using a nice polymer eraser so it won't mar your paper. And I'll be using a light wash brush, oval brush, really any medium-sized brush will do. And also you want to make sure that it's nice bristle so that you have a nice amount of water that can be absorbed by that brush. Also, you'll need a fine detail brush. This one comes with our Winsor Newton kit. It's a nice little fine sable brush that I use a lot in my paintings. 2 cups of water for most of my classes. Again, I have a clean water, and then I have one that I use for dirty. So that way I always have some fresh water so it doesn't muddy up your paints. And then another thing we'll need are some paper towels, and we'll just use this for cleanup, and also when we change our brushes, or if we need to take extra water off of our brush, we can use that. So one more thing we'll need is some masking tape, or some blue, this is blue painter's tape, just regular 3M tape. And what I'm going to do here is just tape up all of these corners on my paper, and this will keep the paper down when we start to add water to it. And by putting it on this backer board, we'll be able to turn and change the direction of, as we're painting, a little bit easier than having something taped directly down onto our table. So it's all taped down here now, and I've given myself just enough space around there, about a 1/4 inch all the way around, so this 8x10 mat will fit perfectly on there. And as you can see, there's no blue tape showing, which means my entire area will show when I frame it.